At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we are here typically doing our news update, but we had a special guest come in, and we love having her here so much that we will be doing news later in the program, maybe with our good friend Jeremiah, and see what he has. There's always something crazy that happens during a weekend. Always happens. So. But we do have a special guest here. We're going to talk about all things Rio today and Rio Jackson specifically.
Yeah.
But could you tell everyone who you are, just in case they don't know?
My name's Kristen Mershon, and I'm the director of the Rio Grande Jackson Center.
Yes, and Kristen is here, and we are going to just celebrate a lot of things because you have a lot to celebrate as Rio is just growing like exponentially.
Yes, we are so excited with our growth. The Jackson Center in particular has grown around 120%. We're busting at the seams and super excited about all the opportunities the local youth and even non-traditional students are getting these awesome opportunities.
Absolutely. And, we are so fortunate. I hope that some of you out there are taking advantage of having that Rio campus right here in Jackson. We all right?
Yeah,
he
we're
looked
good.
concerned.
No, we're good.
We're good, Dylan?
Yeah,
okay,
we're good.
Dylan says we're good. Okay. But no, speaking of Dylan, so the last time you were here, we did something fun.
We did.
And we kind of did this. So that was back when he was just a high school kid. Now he's all graduated and stuff,
Yes.
like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But no, the last time you were here, we kind of did like an assessment with Dylan and tried to figure out, what we should do, where his path might lead and whatever. And it just so happens that he has chosen Rio. Can you believe
excited.
it?
So excited. Yes.
we're like proud parents
yes,
here. Like our
yes.
baby boy's all growing up and Dylan has actually been hired on here. He's not the intern that we can make fun of anymore. Although he's still the newest hire, therefore we can still make fun of him.
Of course.
Because the new guy always gets made fun of, right? Or teased a bit. But no, we're so proud of him. And then he has chosen to go to Rio. And so I think our little assessment worked.
Yes, we're very proud of him and his accomplishments thus far. He's doing a great job.
He
is.
He is. And see, you can say that you had something to do with it.
Oh.
So Rio, you were saying the Jackson campus. Of course, there's the main campus there in Rio Grande, and but then there is the Jackson campus here. You were saying that you've grown well over 100%.
Yes.
And
yes.
was that the past year?
Yes, I've been here 1 year exactly. And when I was here last time, I had only been with the Jackson Center maybe 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't very long. Yeah.
That is awesome.
I had worked on main campus as a student success coach.
Yes.
And when I transitioned into this role and just put my heart and soul into it, and my passion is for the students. they're my kids.
Yes,
You know, that's
for sure.
Yeah, that's my philosophy of this job. My passion is for the students, and I think that they feel safe with me. They trust me, and my door's always open, and I know they like that. They can come and see me anytime.
You know, and you're exactly right. So one of the benefits of attending maybe a smaller college than, Ohio State or
Right.
OU or somewhere like that is that very thing.
Right.
That's what's advantageous is that classes are smaller.
Mhm.
It is more of a hometown kind of
Yeah,
feel.
exactly. Yes. Yeah. Rio's special. Even main campus, it's larger, of course, but there's still that personal aspect where we pride ourselves on helping every individual student.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And even from the top down, you have Ryan Smith there who you can get hold of if you
Oh,
need to. And
Ryan's
he's
amazing.
great.
Yes.
And from the top down, just wonderful people, wonderful caring people, and local people, which makes it
Oh,
a
yeah.
really good thing too.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We're proud of our communities, and we just want all the opportunities to be here
Sure.
for our community. Yes, and we've added programs, so we now have a CDCA certification, which is
Okay, what is that?
Yeah, that's
that's a lot of letters.
it's a chemical dependency counseling assistant.
Okay.
And the new agencies in the county that have opened up and the already existing ones reach out to me often. And
That makes sense.
who's going to be completing the certification? I need additional CDCAs. We're growing.
Okay.
So this is a certification that you can start next week and complete the first week of December and have a job probably waiting on you as soon as you complete the
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just think what good you would be doing.
Yes.
Helping
Yes.
folks.
Yes. That's there's an epidemic that we're trying to overcome, and with my social work background, and my heart is to help people,
Sure.
and I'm trying to instill that in our students, and they want to. All of our students, the main majors and area that they gravitate toward are helping professions.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah.
You
So
know why? Because we live in I think in a community where we take care of each other.
yes,
And that's
yes.
another small town trait.
It is, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I'll always live in a small town. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously there's a few disadvantages. Everybody's up in everybody's business, but but also that's a good thing because people know about things and they can help take care of it.
Right.
But no, and I say this all the time, and having the restaurant and the brewery and all of that. I mean, tons of travelers coming through, and 100% of them will say, "Man, everyone here is so nice." And I'm like, okay, like I hope so.
Yeah.
Like, they better be.
Right.
So no, that's a great trait, and I think that is a testament to people helping each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
So okay, so that's a wonderful new program that you're offering.
Yes.
So let's talk about some of the things, some of the programs that people can get into, and this isn't just like people Dylan's age that just graduated from high school. I mean, certainly it is for the next step in life, but it could be for somebody that's like, what, I need a change. I need a career change as an adult.
Yes.
We all don't have to do the same thing for the rest of our lives. Like
That was
change
me.
things. Yeah.
I worked in healthcare for 15 years before I decided I need people. I was a med tech, a lab technologist with microscopes and plates and reading the bacteria.
But no socialization.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not you.
No. No, I was driving everyone crazy in my little lab, talking their talking.
I love that. That's so good.
So yeah, my passion was helping children and teens from a youth group experience that I had, and I said I have to make this change.
Sure.
And it's just been the best thing that I've done. So yeah, I want older students to understand that don't be in a career that you're not happy with.
Correct.
Yes, there's opportunities now in your community to change your career, to advance. If you're an LPN and you want to, advance your nursing career,
Absolutely.
we have an RN program. And the general requirements you can get at the Jackson Center.
Right.
And then I can get you prepared to start the RN program.
See, and there you go. And so here was my experience in college as I, got through all the basic classes and all that and got into more major classes, was the fact that there were a few adult students within, and when I say a few, like several in my major classes. And I enjoyed that so much because I feel like, and I enjoy having Dylan here so much because he, does, because neither one of us know what the other one's talking about all the time, but we learn stuff from each other, right? And we make fun of each other because, I know about this band and he doesn't, and, vice versa or whatever. But I thought that the adults in the program were so great because you learn from each other and they have real world experience. You're just a punk, kid that thinks everything. And so it's fun to get those adults and kids together in classrooms because everybody learns from everybody.
Oh, yes.
It's great.
It is great. And those older students that might have children that are their peers age.
Yes.
So they tend to just
like mother them
and try to provide advice and if you need a ride, if you need anything, I hear this from the students.
Sweet. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
So, and then the young ones keep us young, right?
Yes. Keep us on our toes.
Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure. So let's talk about, so you mentioned the one program. So what are some of the other programs that folks can get into and get started at the Jackson location? And then, sometimes it's like you get maybe started at the Jackson location, like you said, with RN, and then you end up taking some of the nursing classes down at the main campus, but that's okay.
Exactly. It's how you start the process. And if you're in Jackson County, it's the opportunity that you need to start.
Yes.
You need to start with us. Baby steps.
Okay.
Is especially the CCP students, the College Credit Plus in the high schools that are taking advantage of the Jackson Center. Wow. That population has grown a lot too.
I mean, that's an amazing opportunity.
I've got high school students that are starting their freshman year. I have a couple that are starting their 8th grade year.
Oh, taking college classes?
Yes.
You're kidding.
Yes.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes. We have a test you can take, and if you place high enough, your score's high enough, you can start. Now, I wouldn't recommend starting on the main campus, right?
Sure.
Come to the Jackson Center.
Like dip your toe in the water.
And I have this conversation with parents every day. Don't worry. They're going to be fine. They've got me here. They've got my support staff, and they have the intellectual abilities, and socially, they're a little intimidated.
Sure.
But I've witnessed students that have just
blossomed.
Yes, came out of their shell. They're the friends that they're making. It's just very exciting to me to see this. And I have students that are graduating from high school and then the next day graduating from college because they start at at such a young grade,
Yeah.
young age, that they're able to get an associate degree,
Isn't that crazy?
which is, oh, it's so cool.
And
I
you-
just love that.
I mean, it's just unbelievable that you can graduate from college or high school and college at the same time and hit the ground running with a job, and then you're set for now. But if you want to go and continue on that education,
Right.
great. But you're still able to work and pay for things.
Exactly.
So wonderful.
And a lot of them are choosing to get a certification in addition to their associate degree,
Okay.
so they can work while they're getting their bachelor's in a little higher paying job,
There you go.
which smart.
Yes.
Our kids are smart.
Yes,
Our
they
students
are.
are smart. Yes.
Take advantage of it.
Yes.
So, Dylan, what would you say, because you did the second half of your senior year, took a CCP, is it CCP?
CCP,
CCP class. So how did you feel like when you started versus when you ended? Did you feel like you blossomed or like got more confident?
Well, when I started, I was like extremely nervous because that's
Sure.
college, and I wasn't sure. Like, I never really planned to go to college up until my senior year. I like completely flipped like that. I was gonna just, like not go to college, and all of a sudden I was like, hey, I want to do this. So going to CCP, I was nervous because it was like my first step in doing that.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, they made it easy. Like the work was, of course, college level, but like it wasn't intimidating or scary because the teachers, it's like you guys mentioned, like a hometown kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
It was just people that you could easily meet in the community. Like my professor, Mrs. Perry, I don't remember her first name.
Amanda.
Yeah, I had a friend in high school. We all called her Perry. And then I asked, hey, are you related to Perry? And she's like, you mean Elizabeth? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, that's my daughter. And I was like, wait, what?
Funny.
So it was less intimidating once you realize it's just other people from the community.
Yeah.
And then by the end, I felt pretty confident. And that's why I came back, because I feel more comfortable.
Good. See, there's a
Yes.
true testimonial.
That's exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you, Dylan.
Thank you.
Yes, so are we. He's a good
Yes.
kid. We just don't tell him that much very often.
Yeah, we don't want his
Don't
head
want
to
that
get
ego
too
to blow.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
It's got to fit that headset.
Yeah, the
on.
headset's gotta fit. So we've talked about, now let's talk about these certifications for a
Yes.
minute, because there are any number of certifications that you all offer that aren't like a 4-year
right
degree or even a 2-year degree.
a semester.
Yeah.
A semester or 2 semesters. The medical billing and coding certification, which is huge right now. You can work from home as a medical billing coder, which
Okay.
yeah, they prepare billing for insurances and any sort of Medicaid, Medicare.
I was going to say
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
getting into Medicare
Mhm,
and all of that
mhm.
stuff too.
If you whatever clients that you contract, you can work from home. It can all be done on the internet, on your laptop from home.
Whoa.
And I personally know someone that went through our medical billing and coding certification, and she is raising 2 teenage children alone. She's a single parent.
Okay.
And she shared with me that she's making close to $60,000. So she's
Whoa.
able to really provide a nice life for her children, and she's working from home.
And she's able to be there with them and for them
Through-
as well.
for their events, for their sporting, their
How
extracurricular. So I mean, it's a possibility. It's an opportunity that I'm sure there's other parents in the community that would benefit from that. You can also work in a medical facility.
Sure. And God knows we have, fantastic facilities around here.
Yes.
Any number of them.
Yes. Very fortunate in this area.
We are.
Yes. So this is a 2-semester certification.
Wow.
Yeah. If you start next week, I have spots available, and we can get that financial aid going. I'm a whiz at the FAFSA. So
There you go.
we can get that done in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
15, 20 minutes, we can get that FAFSA done.
It took me 6 months.
That's been his,
You
shall
should
we
have
say,
came and seen
I
me.
should've.
Achilles
I really
heel
should've.
with Dylan is this whole financial situation. But
The FAFSA can be very intimidating.
Yeah.
For sure. I do FAFSAs probably daily with students just because don't stress yourself out. Bring your parent, come and see me.
Go see the expert.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
reinvent the wheel?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, Dylan, I wish you would have come and seen me.
I really should have. I hadn't thought of it.
Yeah. Well, for next year, we can get together and get that done.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. But this medical billing and coding certification also counts toward a medical assisting associate degree.
Okay, so
Which
that would
is-
be maybe a next step.
Yes.
So what is that exactly?
That is a degree that is very it's an in-demand degree right now.
Okay.
There's 5 different certifications in this degree.
Okay.
So you get a safety and first aid certification, phlebotomy,
Yes.
which I have seats available for phlebotomy certification too.
That's if you don't pass out at the sight of blood.
Right. Yes. Yes. I might be able to help you get over that.
That would go
Maybe.
back to the psychology thing that we just talked about earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. A few sessions and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's 1 semester as well. And that's a certification that can count towards that medical assisting.
Wow.
And because you need, 60 to 64 hours for that associate degree. And we have EKG, the electrocardiogram technician. That is another certification we have that's 1 semester.
You're kidding.
Now, that has been so popular at the Jackson Center. My fall class is actually full.
Okay.
But we're going to have another class maybe in the spring if I see enough
Sure.
interest. For sure next summer, for sure.
Okay.
But
But maybe before.
Yeah, if I see that's the cool thing about Rio too. We try to adapt with our community.
Yeah, what the need is.
Exactly. So if we see a big, oh man, I really want to take that right now. I need to get this done. Well, I will try my best to get it on our schedule.
Okay.
Our social work associate's degree that we've started, that's
Okay.
new.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Down your alley, right?
Yes, I'm super passionate about this degree because of the need. There is a shortage of social workers.
So, if you got an associate's degree in social work, because I hear out there just people talking, well, if you don't have your master's or doctorate, there's not going to be a job out there for you in social work. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
No.
What would be a job, that somebody with an associate's degree would be doing?
If you would follow that CDCA path,
Okay.
you could move up with an associate degree to become a CDCA level 2.
Okay.
And then move on to be an LCDC, which is a licensed chemical dependency counselor versus the just certified.
Okay.
And each one of these steps, is a pay raise.
Sure.
And it can lead you to an LCDC3, and which
so on and so forth.
I mean, an LCDC3 can actually run a facility.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And again, you're right. And I think, you mentioned, the pandemic and a bit, there's just so much need now. A lot of people turn to chemical dependency.
Yeah.
Listen, we all understand it. Like, nobody judging, because
No.
that was a mess.
Yes.
And it still is a mess.
It's still a mess.
It was a mess. And, there's just a lot of people that really suffered with their mental health and still are, maybe. And then you put this chemical dependency thing on top of it, and it's just a nightmare,
It is a nightmare.
and it's hard to get out of it.
Well,
That cycle.
your brain changes.
Mhm.
These chemicals, they change how your brain functions. So it is a disease. It's just something that we need to battle as a community
Yeah.
and support.
Yeah.
I can't say that word enough. To love on each other and understand where what has happened. That empathic
Yeah.
support that is needed to help these people overcome, that maybe they're self-medicating, from a
Sure.
mental health issue.
Yeah. There's a
And
lot of that.
yes, that's a high percentage of the substance use disorders that we've seen.
Mhm.
So it's just something that if you're interested in that career path,
Yeah.
I can start you from the very beginning and put you on a path to have a wonderful career in that.
And that's so cool because that was your career. So like you know all the ins and outs of that.
Right. When I worked in healthcare as a lab tech,
Mhm.
I learned so much about the physiological aspects
Sure.
of how our brain and our body reacts to what we put into it.
Yeah.
Right. And then when I changed to the brain and the mind and why we do the things we do, our emotions, it was like a puzzle piece that went together.
Yeah.
And then because I have a psychology degree also, and then with my social work, then I'm learning how do we actually get this population help that they need to enter
Makes sense.
our community as their sense of well-being has been returned.
Yeah.
And even once they're completing, rehabilitation, they're coming to my center and entering the CDCA program because
Yeah.
they've been there and they want to help.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Like I want to pass it forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that too. It's we're changing the hearts, we're changing hearts to be more willing to think of it a different way and to understand the struggles that they have went through, which it makes my heart feel good that
Yeah.
we're taking care of each other, like you said. And so that's one area of the Jackson Center that I'm very proud of. And but that's not the only area. We have the healthcare, the phlebotomy, the EKG, getting you started for nursing. If your passion, your dream has to become this registered nurse.
Sure.
I've heard so many high school students tell me, "I want to be a traveling nurse."
I know, would that not be the funnest thing ever for a bit?
Yes.
For a bit.
Yes. Before you have a family.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You can go to California and Denver.
And get paid to do it, to travel.
And you get paid very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they put you up in a nice place while you're doing it. And so I can start you on that path to get you in the program. So, come and see me. Come and talk to me. I've even helped students, that I don't think I want to go to Rio Grande, but I have my heart set on a high state. But I have some questions. Let's come talk about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they decide, well, you're right. I think I'm going to do my first 2 years at Rio, save a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And then finish up at a high state.
Sure.
That's
totally fine too.
It's totally fine.
Or wherever else the wind takes
or if
you.
if you want to go to WVU and be a mountaineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's the sky's the limit.
Exactly. Sky's the limit. I'm a lover of all college experiences or the trade schools. Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
so cool.
That's a big thing right now. you don't have to go to college, right? To be
Correct.
I mean, come on. There's so many productive members of society that went to a trade school.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And you want to talk about hitting the ground running.
Oh.
I know, and this doesn't have much to do with Rio, but I know like with Buckeye Hills and that masonry program that they
Mhm.
have. I mean, those kids are graduating out of that program and starting at like $60 an hour and stuff.
Mhm.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
I know.
Where was all this when I was growing up?
Right.
'Cause
And
it's
that's
just-
some students, they have that passion that, they want to get out there and work
Heck
in
yeah.
that sort of workforce. I'm super supportive of them.
Yep.
Yeah. And if they want to have like a welding job and get a degree while they're doing that, Rio offers that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. That industrial maintenance,
Yeah.
that's a big degree right now that's going to be needed with all the industries that are going to start developing.
And especially here locally, I mean, we're
Yes.
going to have this ginormous Intel plant and, all of these things that we have in our area. I mean,
Yes.
strangely enough, and y'all probably don't pay any attention to it, but we produce a lot of food right here in our area.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And feed the country.
The
with
country.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's, you just don't think about it because you see it every day.
Exactly.
But
right.
all of those places need industrial folks and people to repair equipment and all of this
Yes.
stuff. There's so
Yes.
much more than just making pizza rolls or whatever it
Oh.
is. Like the plant for them to run is insane.
It really
It's
is.
insane.
I never knew how much it
Yeah.
required until learning about manufacturing.
Sure.
And with on the horizon having a manufacturing center at the Jackson Center, our garage, our huge garage that used to be
Yes.
a bowling alley, which is cool. We still have some of the stripes on
Oh,
the
really?
garage walls.
Fun. I love that. You need to keep that.
Yeah.
Pay homage to it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah. But yeah, when we get that garage transformed into additional classrooms and a manufacturing center, we want our local community to get those needed skills for the workforce that's needed in
Sure.
our area. We don't want outside other communities to prosper from our growth.
Correct. And yes, I mean, you obviously want to fit the education into the jobs that are available in our area. We want to keep our youth here.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say that you can't get out and about and go do things, but we would love it, to keep the youngsters coming back.
Exactly. Go and travel, be your traveling nurse, or take your backpacking trip, or
Do all of it.
do all of it, but then come and have your family back in our communities. Yeah.
So what are some of the degrees that are up and coming? Like what is the workforce? Because obviously you're going to kind of focus on what the workforce is dictating,
Mm-hmm.
programs for what we need here locally. But what are you seeing job wise that's becoming very, very popular that is in demand?
Nursing and industrial maintenance. That medical associate degree that I mentioned, with all of the different certifications, that is one that, a medical facility, they want to hire someone that can do a broad range
Okay.
of, they have a broad range of skills.
Okay.
They can perform an EKG. They can draw blood. They can. They know about safety and first aid. They can bill the proper insurance or billing type. It makes you a more marketable.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing that our medical facilities and doctors' offices would like. So that's definitely a new one. We just started that associate degree at our Meigs branch in Meigs County.
Awesome.
And you can start the classes at my facility at the Jackson Center. And there's actually, towards the end of the second year, you'll actually do an internship in a medical facility.
Fun.
And we'll have that available in Jackson County next year.
Wonderful.
That will be available to my students. But you can go ahead and get started with those certifications that are in it. And you can get your general requirements like composition and speech and history, your math, statistics.
Yay!
Everybody loves
Everybody loves the math,
statistics.
yeah.
So that is a big, and the social work. We need social workers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big in demand right now. The social workers that we do have are overworked because of the need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's an important part of a community to bring us social capital into our community, to bring those resources to our elder population, to our students even, and children that, need our help. So bringing more social workers into the community only benefits the entire community.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are big in demand careers. Nursing, I feel like there was an abundance of nurses until the pandemic. And then we saw a big need, and that need has not been totally fulfilled yet. So,
correct.
Yeah. So we still definitely have that need, and teachers too.
So that was going to be my next thing is, there's a teacher shortage. I saw on the news this morning, they were talking about bus drivers.
Oh, wow.
That there's school districts. There was one in like around here somewhere, and I didn't catch where it was, but they couldn't even start school because they didn't have bus drivers.
Oh my.
And then some of the bigger cities are like giving kids bus passes instead of busing them because they don't have bus drivers. And I'm like, wow, this is interesting. So, but in the education field is lacking right now too.
Yes.
I mean, there's just a lot of people, again, this pandemic changed a lot of people's attitudes.
It did. It changed our workforce dynamic.
It did.
Yeah,
a lot.
It really did. And you can start the education degree at the Jackson Center. We can get you those first 2 years, and then put you right in at the main campus for the last 2 years.
Awesome.
Which benefits the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So really, whatever you're interested in, come and talk to me. We can get you started for sure.
And that's the main thing. And Kristen, at the end of the day, you are head of the Rio Jackson Center here, and your job is to welcome people and to help guide them.
Right. Yes. I love it.
So she wants to talk to you.
Yes. Come and see me. Yeah.
That's so good.
We'll have fun. I'll give you some candy and
Dylan, did you get candy?
Yeah, well, I didn't take any, but there was candy right there for me if I wanted it. But
She's not lying.
I'm not lying. During orientations, I'll even give you pizza.
What? I want to go back to school now.
Yeah, and it was Pizza Hut pizza.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like you went all out.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That's so good. No, and the whole point is, don't be afraid. If you have any questions or reservations or just want to know what the best way to take your next step is, come see Kristen and she'll help you out.
I will, definitely. I'll even talk about other colleges. If you want to, if you have questions, I'm going to be very honest and forthright with you. So, and I may even talk you into coming to Rio.
Yep. I'd say she's very persuasive. So let's talk about that big garage for a minute that you mentioned, because you all are doing some expanding. Are we allowed to talk about specifics yet, or maybe
Well,
just some general?
General.
Okay, let's talk
General.
about the general.
Yeah. I have a forklift.
What?
Yes.
Do you drive it?
Of course. Yes. I had to be trained.
So we have one at the brewery, and no one will teach me how to drive it. I think there's probably a good reason for that. But then I was talking to a friend the other day, and she said that she gets to drive a forklift at her work, and I was like, well, then it's on.
Yes. You need to be.
I need to learn this thing.
Well, we're actually going to start a forklift certification.
You know what? I'm going to go do it. And then when all those boys tell me I can't do something, I'm going to say, oh, really? Because I'm certified. Are you?
Right. Move over.
Yeah.
Let me take
Slam
over.
you with my forks.
And these forklifts nowadays, I sound like an old lady, but these forklifts nowadays are fancy.
Yes.
Yes. It's electric and lights, music. I mean,
It's fun.
what? Yes, this forklift is amazing. So whenever we get the renovation, we got to raise our ceilings a little bit to put the actual racks up, so you can have that practice of picking up the item
Of forking.
Of forking, yes,
Is
yes.
that the proper term?
Yeah,
Of
I like
forking.
that. I like that. Learn how to.
It's a fork
Yeah.
degree. It's a forking degree. There's a whole lot of bad places we could go with that.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's fun. So if you want to come, and I will allow you to drive our forklift.
Thank
yes,
you.
Yes.
I knew you were a friend.
Yes, of course. It's fun.
But no, that is so cool. And you guys are adding some additional programs, like that.
Yes.
here coming up.
Manufacturing focused.
Love it.
Yes, that's where we're headed with our garage, and we need some additional classrooms because, like I said, we're busting.
They're busting at the seams.
We're busting, and we have a partnership with Pike County Aspire, where you can get your GED at the Jackson Center. We have Aspire right in our building.
Really?
Yes,
That's wonderful.
I definitely wanted to mention that.
I'm glad you did.
Yes,
that's huge.
come get your GED, and then if you want to, I've had some students that received their GED and then started right back into college.
Love that.
So that's a possibility. That's a resource there that we have for you.
And it's a one-stop shop for you.
Yes. And Job and Family Services, I have a great partnership with them, relationship with them.
Sure.
They will help you if there's funding available.
Awesome.
There's a WIOA program that is amazing.
Okay.
And a high percentage of individuals in this community qualify. So if you're worried about buying shoes for your children when you start school, that's something, they have a program that helps you with that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even realize it
That's awesome.
until that relationship was built with the Jackson County Job and Family Services. Oh, this community is blessed because the Job and Family Services in Jackson County is amazing. There's a lot of social workers there. And just people that genuinely want to help you. And
that goes back to the small community, because those are the people that are helping, but you're still seeing them at Walmart or, at the grocery store, out to dinner or whatever. And, a small community, everybody kind of knows each other and they want to help.
They do. So
good.
And they'll call me and say, do you know of anyone that needs funding? Do you think that they need help with their books? Or, they're dying to help you.
Okay.
So, definitely go and see them. Fill out the application. It's not a difficult thing to do. It's an easy,
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. So speaking of, is there anybody in the world that money should be a factor in them not going to college? I mean, it seems to me
I
like
don't
there's so
think
much help out there now.
I don't think so.
That if you just come see Kristen,
we'll talk through it.
Yeah, talk through it.
We'll talk through it
We'll
because
figure it
there's a
out.
lot of grants. There's
a lot of
grants.
scholarships. There's a lot of everything out there.
Well, the CDC certification, CDCA certification that I just mentioned, it's going to be free.
What?
Because, yes, we have a short-term certificate grant that is going to cover that certification.
Wow.
Yeah. I should have mentioned that before I even talked about the program. But it's going to be free.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And we try to do that for as many certifications as we can.
Okay.
It's just, if the classes fill up, which is what we want,
yes,
then that the money will be concentrated there, and we can't provide funding for other classes. But we're still trying to get the money for the next semester. It's just an ongoing application process that we continue to do to help support our students, and we have that for fall. And it's not too late to sign up.
And it's not
for the CDCA. That's the one that,
that's awesome.
Yes. And when you do the FAFSA, there's grant money in that application. It's called the Pell Grant.
Yes.
And I'd say 80% of students, 70 to 80% of students in the area qualify for the Pell Grant.
Yes.
And that can pay for your entire associate 2-year community college level education.
Amazing.
Yeah. It could even pay for books.
That is like life-changing stuff.
Yes.
You're coming out of 2 years of possibly a degree with no debt.
And then there's still going to be Pell Grant available for those upper 2 years as well.
Yes.
Now, when you get into with Rio, when you get into the private rates, those upper 2 years, then we're not. Then our tuition is comparable to other institutions.
Sure.
That community college rate, it's
so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So you're not going to beat Rio at that community college rate. And then like I said, once you reach that private rate, we're still comparable, and we offer scholarships just for those students.
Oh.
So we're President Smith, he's lowered that private tuition rate $7,000, and it created these scholarships just for that population. So it's definitely, I don't think money should be a factor at this point.
And I wanted to talk about that because I don't want any kid or adult that's out there watching perhaps today to say, oh, well, college is just out. I can't. I can't afford it. I have kids to raise, or, my parents can't afford it, or, whatever. And I think that there's always help out there.
Oh, definitely.
That's where she comes in.
At least a conversation, at least
for sure.
Just to educate yourself on. I had a student that she was so nervous about taking student loans. She didn't want to get in debt.
Yeah.
Of course.
I get it.
Yeah. And what a mature young lady she was to have that thought even in her mind. But once we discussed what the FAFSA meant, and it's not just about taking loans, she qualified for the Pell Grant. She didn't even realize she would.
Yeah.
So that's a misconception too, I think, that I'm only going to be able to have loans.
Yeah.
So, that's where
There's
we
options.
need to have a discussion.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, how would, because we do have to get to a little bit of news here, because Jeremiah just walked through the door. He's ready to party this morning.
All right.
With his purple shirt on.
Yeah.
Oh, is that purple or pink?
I think it's a cool pink, like a Barbie pink.
You'll get to see it here in a minute. Yeah. But anyway, how do people get a hold of you if they would like to talk more about Rio Jackson?
They can just stop in.
There you go.
You can just stop by if you would like, or you can call me, 740-288-0284. If I'm in a meeting or with a student, I have a support staff that will take a message, and maybe you just need to make an appointment. She can make you an appointment, and then we would have, a full half hour or hour to talk.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and
talk it out.
Talk it out. If you really have no idea of where to start,
Yeah.
I would recommend making an appointment.
Okay.
That way, plenty of time.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened with me right here on the show.
Yeah, I know. We had our appointment right here on the show.
Right,
with
right.
Dylan. That is true.
And the more time I can focus on each
Yeah.
student, it's more beneficial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Kristen, thank you for hanging out with us this morning.
well, thank you.
It's always so fun to have you come in and
University of Rio Grande's calling me right now.
Oh, we're in your life forever.
That's just like fate. It's so weird. That is funny. They know.
It's not me.
They know what we're doing. No, it's good. Well, okay. Well, I know you have to get back to the school.
Yes.
and get the school year started.
Yeah, get those students enrolled.
That's right. So let's get, if you have any questions or want to know about this fall semester starting up, give Kristen a call or stop by and see her, and she'll take good care of you.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Okay, well, let's head on to the weather while Jeremiah's coming on over. And today, let's talk about some rain. If you are a fan of rain, today is your day. And the temperatures are a little bit cooler though, so highs only of 83 today. That rain in the forecast pretty much throughout the whole day today. Now, starting tomorrow, look, this is almost like Apple Festival weather. Down into the 70s for the next couple of days. So pretty unseasonably cooler for this time of the year. And then right back up into the 80s to early 90s as the work week ends. So not too bad, though. If you can get through all the rain today, there you go. I don't know. Is it pink or purple?
I don't know. It was a new one in the back. I grabbed it because I wanted a couple new ones. So there you have it. It kind of looks pink, but it's kind of got a purple.
It does have
it's a purpley pink.
It's
I don't know.
Purpley pink.
Yeah.
There you go.
So.
Well, what the heck's going on, Jeremiah? I know, it's always kind of crazy as the weekend
Pete
comes to.
Pete gave me his stack here.
Oh, no.
We'll get through. We'll get through what we can. I'd like to just say shout out to Rio. I'm a graduate from Rio, and if it wasn't for the Pell Grants, I wouldn't have the degree that I had.
Yeah.
So I did 2.5 years at Rio, got an associate's degree completely without any debt. Thanks to the Pell Grants. So shout out.
It's very meaningful.
It is very meaningful. So since we're talking about school, we'll stay on that same track.
Yeah.
This week we got 3 or 4 local schools heading back.
Oh boy.
Oak Hill heads back. Oak Hill, Jackson, and Vinton County all head back on Wednesday, August 16th.
Okay.
And Wellston will head back next week on Wednesday, August 23rd.
Okay.
So I've got some information here about some open houses and stuff going on prior to the school year starting.
Sure.
That we can get into.
To attend.
They are. Before we get into that, though, I had a little story here I wanted to share for down in Oak Hill.
Sure.
I've been on the show and talked about the Growing Oaks program down there in the Oak Hill Union Local School District. And you can see that's, I have it on here. That's Oaks United Growing Oaks Food Program Director. That's Alicia Lloyd. And she's pictured with Ohio Valley Bank loan officer, Carrie. I think her last name it's right here.
Dugan?
Carrie Dugan. That's who's pictured there. And this was kind of a feel-good story, kind of talking about, so there was 193 students in the Oak Hill Union Local School District that received a good start for the 2023-24 school year. Back on Tuesday, August 1st, volunteers helped members of the Oaks United program there in Oak Hill. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. They packed and organized items for children ahead of the start of school.
That's so cool.
And so it was a back-to-school giveaway, and it featured school supplies, clothing, food, And all that was held on Wednesday, August 2nd at the Oak Hill Presbyterian Church. In total, 15 volunteers ranging from the age of 8 to 86 assisted in the giveaway. And Lloyd told me here at the Telegram that in total, 84 families were enrolled in the programs or served by the giveaway. So that's kind of a neat little program that they do this kind of around back to school, and they've done it at other periods during the school year as well. Great program down there that helps the students. There were over, for this particular one, because it was back to school, there were over 1,000 different school supplies that were distributed based on the child's grade level, so they got what they needed.
Yeah.
And they did 15 different food items were given away, and then she also had a note on here about the clothing. 400 articles of clothing and 30 pairs of shoes were available for kids to go through and pick what they wanted. So just a great program down there. That Oaks United started in 2012 and has since helped feed children in grades preschool through 12. And the program helps children with food relief in the Oak Hill Union Local School District. If people want to get involved, you can do so. It's the Growing Oaks, and you can mail them Oaks United, P.O. Box 152, Oak Hill, Ohio 45656.
Very
so
cool.
A nice little
good thing to help out.
Yes, good thing going on down there. And she did say that giveaway, there was $4,650 worth of items that they were able to do thanks to donors.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. We'll stick in the Oak Hill area here. We're heading back to school there in Oak Hill on Wednesday, and at the high school and middle school, they have new principals for the school year. So at the end of this past school year, Randy Layton, who had been the Oak Hill High School principal for a long time, he retired, and when he retired, they hired Whitney Crabtree, who was serving as Oak Hill Middle School principal, to become the high school principal.
Okay.
So Whitney Crabtree moved up to the high school position, and then they hired a, let me see here, Josh Donley was hired as the middle school principal. So if you go to the middle school or the high school, you'll have two new principals there. Just kind of wanted to touch on that. I did an interview with Randy, Whitney, and Josh, and I think we're going to have that in Wednesday's edition, and you can read all about their background and learn a little more about them.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Josh is old like me. We graduated at the same
Okay.
time.
Yeah. He was
hey buddy.
he was very familiar with the like Oak Hill.
Yeah, he's from he's from the area.
He left a position in Gallipolis City Schools, I believe.
Okay.
He was the principal, I think, at the high school there.
So his dad was actually a history teacher at Jackson, Mr. Donnelly.
Okay.
Buck
Donnelly.
Yep.
All right. And as we were talking about the open house events, the Oak Hill Elementary School and the Oak Hill Middle High School will hold 2 open house events today, and they will take place, it says 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. I don't know. It doesn't specify. I guess that's for both of those, all 3 of the schools between that time period. It says that attendees will have the opportunity to meet teachers and staff of the schools, pick up schedules, bring in supplies, set up lockers, tour the buildings, visit classrooms, and more. And so students should bring their school supplies along with them. So there's that going on this evening for Oak Hill.
Love that.
So I covered Jackson City School meeting last week on Tuesday, I think.
Okay.
Or it might have been Monday. No, it was Tuesday, August 8th. And Jackson City School Superintendent Phil Howard noted a notable change to the meals for the school this year.
Okay.
And that was that Jackson students who qualify for reduced price meals will get it free this year.
Really?
Yes. Yep. So that was a
That's fantastic.
notable change. And so if you qualify for the reduced price meals, you will get the breakfast and lunch for free. so they won't have to pay for that. And
So
then
good.
the students that qualify for the free lunch will continue to get those as well. He did note that there was a increase in the price for those that do pay. The price for breakfast increased by a quarter, and the price for lunch increased by a dime. So whatever
okay.
so whatever the prices were last year, just tack a quarter and a dime.
What's the school lunch cost, Dylan?
Well, I have it here, but let's see if Dylan remembers.
See if he knows.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I
Okay.
don't remember. I just eat Subway.
Yeah. So grades pre-K through 5, it's $1.75 for breakfast, $2.85 for lunch. Grades 6 and 8, $2 for breakfast, $3.10 for lunch. Grades 9 through 12, it's $2.25 for breakfast and $3.90 for lunch.
Okay.
That's what you're looking at now.
Gotcha.
And if you haven't applied for the free or reduced meals, there are applications available, and you'll want to do that
Get on
sooner
it.
than later, because if not, I guess you'll get labeled as a paid status. But I guess you do have opportunities throughout the year that you might be able to change that.
Okay.
So that's kind of a rundown
Good
of that.
advice.
We can skip that. We already talked about it. The Jackson City school teachers were treated to lunch, the new Jackson City school teachers. So they had new teacher orientation in the
Nice.
Jackson City School District on Friday, August 11th. There's a total of 10 brand new teachers, and you can see them all
Aw,
seated there with
love it.
administration in the background. I'm not going to go through all the names. You can look for this in the paper, but we welcome them to the district.
Yeah, welcome.
I know we're running out of time here. The upcoming open houses for Jackson City schools. Their open houses, let's see, what do we got left? They've already had an open house for the freshmen and new students for the high school.
Okay.
That was already held. Pete wanted me to mention, well, that's already been held too. So tonight, the only thing left open house-wise for the Jackson City School District looks like it's the elementaries. So
Okay.
Northview, Southview, Westview will be held this evening. It says preschool, kindergarten, and new students are welcome to attend the open house from 5:30 to 6:15. Students 1st through 5th grades can attend the open house from 6:30 to 7:15. This is the purpose of the open house, is to allow the students and parents, guardians, opportunity to come to the school, meet the teachers, and familiarize themselves with the.
I can remember those open
buildings.
houses are so crucial, 'cause it just takes
They
this
are.
like
They really are.
it doesn't it? It just like takes that like worry away. You're like, okay, well, this is the first class I go to, this room, and then I go to that room, and then okay, I know where those are now. I don't feel so intimidated.
Right. I don't know if they were doing those back when I was in school or not, but it would have been very helpful because, I'd moved from Gay County to Jackson County, and I went to Wellston
Yeah.
my freshman year. And so I wasn't familiar with the building at
Yeah.
all. So it was kind of interesting to run around and try to find my classes that first day.
For sure. And
Yeah.
it's just, one of those things where you're just trying to fit in and meet people and don't know where you're going, and it's rough.
Right.
So,
Well, just if I can, I'll touch on, can I touch on 2 more things?
Sure.
Is that okay? So over in Vinton County, since we talked about them, tonight the Vinton County Board of Education will be meeting at 6:30 p.m. I think that's a change from normal because I think it's usually like on a Tuesday.
okay.
And it will be at the Vinton County Education Office Room 10, and that's located at 307 West High Street, MacArthur. And yes, it is a different than normal because the meetings are normally held on the 3rd Tuesday of the month.
Okay.
So a little bit of change for that. And real quick on the open house for Vinton County, it says the open house and orientation for Vinton County High School will take place tomorrow, Tuesday, August 15th. The building will be open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Students can pick up their schedules, parking passes, meet teachers and the new principal, and they can receive their locker assignments, see their classrooms, etc.
See, these are all the things that you need to do.
Yes,
that
all
we were just
very
talking about.
good.
Yeah.
Seniors, they're welcome between 11 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Juniors 12:30 to 2, sophomores 2:30 to 4, and freshmen 4 to 5:15. With freshman orientation taking place from 5:15 to 6 in the cafeteria with the principal, vice principal, counselor. Building will close at 6:00.
Okay.
So we won't get to Wellston since Wellston is not till next
Later
week.
on, yeah.
We'll leave the rest of this for Pete.
Yeah. Okay.
when he comes back later in the week.
Well, Jeremiah, thank you so much for stopping by with your pretty shirt, which
Thank you.
still don't know what color it is.
Yeah, I have another one that is definitely pink.
Okay.
Because I grabbed 3 new shirts when I was back there. And there was this one. There was one that was definitely a pink. And I got a blue one like what Dylan's wearing.
Gotcha. I think we all have that blue shirt.
Yeah. That was a new one that I noticed. Because they must have made some more new ones back there.
Oh.
It looks like Grimace's collar.
Grimace's collar?
Yeah.
Oh, this?
Yeah,
I feel like
shirt.
Grimace is a little more purple than
He's
that,
a little
isn't
more
he?
purple, I feel.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Close though.
Lots of meetings this week. Lots of news. So be sure to pick up the Telegram on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
That's
and we're
right.
online 24/7.
You got it.
So.
And subscribe to that. And that way you can keep up to date online as well, pretty much in real time. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, have a wonderful day, everyone. We thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to take an umbrella with you today because it's a rough one out there. But looks like the sun should be coming back out tomorrow. So we will see you then. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.